Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, hello. There we go.
So
Yes,
Joni is channeling Dr. J today.
Yeah. Fun. Fun,
uh,
fun, fun.
Jonathan is traveling, and I am stepping in, and so honored to do so. And I have a number of things for us to do today. I'm really excited about, and I hope I'll get you excited about them too. I'm just gonna, what if anyone wants to just share something that's on their mind today while we're waiting to see if anyone else joins, please go ahead and unmute.
There's a couple more.
Yay!
Smile, Loretta.
Hi, Loretta. Hi, let's see, we have Jan and Barbara, Lori, Kavika. Wow, look at that photo. That looks awesome. We'd all like to be with Kavika today. Jean and Lori and Loretta. Let's see, I already mentioned your name, Loretta, Carol and Carrie and Lanny's. Come on. Hi, everyone. As Garth stated at the very beginning of the hour, Jonathan is traveling today, so I am stepping in to facilitate our session today, and am really excited about it. I've got a lot planned for us, and I hope you enjoy, have some fun with what I'm going to share with you all today as well. Um, for those of you that may not know who I am, I'm Joni Klieger, and I have been for the past few years an energy practitioner, a forest therapy guide, and I have facilitated many online and in-person sharing circles and classes, and love doing all of them. So this is a real treat for me to be here with you today, and I'm very grateful to have you here. The theme for today is going to be out of a chapter of Jonathan's book, um, The Seven Gateways of Spiritual Experience. And, um, you know, the chapter on truth and beauty, is one that a lot of people, may not find so exciting or sexy or mysterious. But, I got to tell you that I've experienced most of um, these various levels of consciousness. And I come back every day to experiences of truth and beauty. First off, because they're so accessible. And secondly, because they're, they're awesome, and it brings such joy into my life. I get to see that, in other people experiencing the same thing, stepping into that experience, into that space. And one of the greatest joys in my life is having the ability to bring others into that same space, to open it up for others so that they might um, either discover a new way to enter that space, to kind of define a kind of portal for themselves, to step through a kind of a threshold that denotes, like if you're on a trail, what I've done at times is taken some dried grasses and laid them down on the trail and then stepped over them and had the others who were walking with me step over them, because it's a threshold of a new way of being. And it just marks it. It's kind of a bit of a ritual, and it makes that moment, that walk or hike, special, and it helps you remember that you're entering a new space of infinite possibilities. So that's a bit of the magic that I enjoy bringing people into, and I hope you can discover that for yourselves as well. So before I proceed any further, I'd like to read just a few sentences from that chapter in Jonathan's book, where he pretty much states the same thing. When we experience truth and beauty, we are fully present. It teaches us not to be caught up in the past, the future, or stories in our minds. Experiences of truth and beauty reveal the senses of the soul. Though easily dismissed in the search for more dramatic highs, the experience of truth and beauty is critical to knowing who we are as a unique soul in this world. Pay attention to those experiences, and you will find the essential keys to fulfillment, meaning, and vitality that are distinct and essential. I just lost my place. That are distinct and essential to you alone. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to send each of you off for 1 minute. So it's scurrying time. If you didn't hear what I had asked you in last week's session, I'm sending you off to find a nature being. You know, it seems like everyone is in their home. Ah, Carrie is outside. Awesome, 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 Carrie. uh, um,
I listened. I'm not good at listening, but I did last week. So I'm in my backyard.
that's so great. But for everyone who's indoors, whether they're on screen or not, you all are able to participate. So I'm sending you off in your home to find a nature being, whether it's a stone, a plant, a feather, a stick, a pet, moving to a window that you can actually see outside. Maybe if it's not too cold, opening the window. Or you can just bring up a photo or a poster, or what still will work for you is your memory. I think we still have enough of that left in our noggins. So take 1 minute, find something that you can claim as a nature being. I have a stone here that I am going to be in a relationship with today, and bring it back to your space. So 1 minute, guys. Okay, it looks like almost everyone is back. Here comes Kavika. Awesome. So before I go any further, and we step into our first exercise, does anyone have anything to say or a question that's kind of like burning on their minds that they'd like to share?
I don't know whether this is something that'll be more revealed as we go along today, but I'm familiar with nature spirits, but I picked up a potted plant that actually has several different kinds of plants in it. And I never thought about the nature spirits of the plants inside my house. That's just something new to me, and I'm really curious because I don't have well, the lighting isn't all that advantageous for plants, and so I'm just really curious to see how I can help the plant thrive.
That's great. That's great. If today just opens up some new thought or feeling or concept to any of you, I'll be over the moon. So that's awesome, Barbara. Thanks. Um, so we're going to start with a
Oh,
5 minute.
Oh,
Lanny, yes, go ahead.
yeah. Mine is not so positive, but I'm working towards that. I bought a Sugar Light Angel to take away negativity, whatever. I keep this actually in front of my television. But it always speaks to me. And I've had for the last couple of months major energy drain. It's just like really horrendous. So I am putting her up there to help find me the source and help me move on to more energy. Aho.
Sounds great. We're going to start with a 5 minute grounding exercise. And the reason I'm starting with it's interesting to me, maybe it will be to you as well. It's nothing new, for any of you, I'm sure. But when I first began meditating and participating in shamanic journey work and doing my own energy healing, I had this idea that to be this person that's involved in these things had to kind of become light and ethereal and kind of maybe spacey to some extent. And and I thought that the aim of sitting down to meditate was to lose the concept of my body and be this floating kind of being. And that's how I would contact, the spiritual world. And it's not what happened or it's not what worked. And I actually discovered it. I was holding a meditation group in my home, and some people, week after week would be so frustrated because they just felt that they were meditation failures, kind of very frustrated. And it wasn't until one week I opened with a grounding meditation that changed the way most of the people in the group experienced, they meditation, how their attitudes changed pretty significantly. And that taught me a lot. And now I use um, um, grounding. It's just become a part of all types of spiritual practices that I do. You know, I mean, I think of, week after week, in our soul circles, Jonathan usually starts out with, um, you know, some breath work. And and I never thought of breath work because it's so kind of airy that it's a very grounding, or it can be a very grounding experience. Of course, there's certain breath works that make you very light and ethereal and take you to other spaces as well. So anyway, we're going to take the next 5 minutes, and I'm going to step you through um, some grounding. So I would like you, and I'm assuming everyone's in a chair. I can't see everyone, but if you're not, you can adapt what I'm saying to your particular, situation. if you're lying down or in some other position. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable posture with both feet on the ground, allowing your eyes to close gently, lowering your gaze if your eyes are open, and bring attention to the areas of contact that your feet are having with the floor. Feeling into your feet. Noticing the solidity of the ground under your feet. And moving on to our thighs and buttocks, noticing where they have contact with your chair. Allowing the ground and the chair to hold and support your body. And you can move on to your back. Where does your back touch the back of the chair? Maybe it doesn't. Is there a difference between where there is contact and where there is none? Moving to our hands, feeling into our hands. Noticing the position of your hands. Feeling into your hands. What are they touching? The chair, your legs, each other. How do you know that you have hands without looking? You just kind of know, and you feel the hands from within. If we expand that awareness, feel your entire body sitting here in this moment on this chair. How does that feel? And moving to our breath. Where do you feel it the most? Or where are the sensations more pleasurable? At the nostrils, where the air enters, or at the back of the throat, in your chest, or down in your belly. Follow your breath through the nostrils, at the back of your throat, into your chest, and down into your belly. Now just let the breath breathe itself. Let it breathe the way that it wants to be. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back. Well, before we step into our next exercise, which is taken from the sequence of a forest therapy walk, I'm going to invite you to set an intention with your nature being or your nature setting. For myself, as an example, my intention, I am in relationship with my rock today. So each of you can either to yourself or say out loud um, the intention that you have for today. And one could be that I am in relationship with my nature being. Yes, Marion, go ahead.
Okay, this is a really good timing for me because I live on a river and I just went off my blood pressure medication and because I learned of another way to get in touch with nature to help blood pressure. So I'm going to show you what my intention is. I can show you it outside. So I had to build a berm last summer because I almost flooded, but I didn't flood. And there's the river. It's really high. And I walk now. I'm going to ground myself by walking on the edge of the river. And then every day I get in it for 7 minutes. And it's really helping me. Anyway, and I sit down there on those rocks and put my legs and waist in. And it helps me, it helps take any swelling down in my legs. And and then I meditate while my body's in the river. And then and it doesn't feel cold anymore, which amazes me. So that's my little nature share. Thanks.
That's really nice. And it's wonderful to have that reminder, like Mac, you can't miss it. It's there. It's right outside your door. You don't have to travel anywhere to get to it. That's really nice.
Thank
And
you.
also the same reason that I like having um, being in relationship with some of the nature beings in my home, because I don't have to walk, 20 minutes to get to the park, near my house.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions anyone might have at this point? Okay. Well, I'm going to step us into this pleasures of presence, and it'll take about 15 or 20 minutes for us to go through this process. So let's go ahead and close our eyes or hold a soft gaze staring down and take a few breaths, just normal breaths, noticing what the sensation of breathing feels like. noticing this thing you are in within your own body. I wonder what that feels like. Noticing what we're doing. Are we standing or sitting or laying down? Feeling this action within our own body. Perhaps shifting from side to side, forward and back. Just noticing. And awakening our imagination. I'd like you to imagine roots, like tree roots, coming out of your body, perhaps from the palms of your hands or the soles of your feet, maybe from your tailbone, and allowing it to sink down into the earth. And as your roots are sinking, I wonder what your roots are encountering beneath us. How many worlds are we standing on top of in this moment? How many beings have been in this exact place before us? And as your roots sink down deeper, acknowledging it has taken a very long journey for the earth to be here with us. It wasn't always here, not like this. So I wonder what it feels like, rooted in the earth, meeting this place in this moment. Shifting our attention to our skin. What sensation can you feel with your skin? Noticing the difference between the skin exposed to the air and the skin beneath your clothing. Perhaps holding your hands out in front of you and holding the air in your hands. And then letting the air hold you. Bringing the hands together, having the skin touching itself. perhaps using those hands to explore some of the textures that you've brought with you here today. Your sweater, your hair, your chair. Your nature being. Shifting our attention to our nose, perhaps smelling the air that surrounds you. Where might that smell take you? And as our sense of smell is connected to our sense of taste, what can you taste right now? Maybe it's something you ate or drank earlier. You can even try like pursing your lips as if you were sipping the air through a straw, or holding your tongue out, allowing the air to flow over your palate. Can you taste the air here? And as we shift our attention to our ears, what does this place sound like? Can you hear a sound that's furthest from your body? And can you hear one that's closest to your body? I wonder if there's music here, if there's a rhythm or melody to this place. And if you elevate the sound of your own breathing, like, you know, so that you can hear it, I'd like to invite you to add your own sound into this place. Just let it blend in with the music that's around us. And now, for most of us who are sitting, if you're comfortable, I invite you to move into a standing position. Noticing your whole body, either with your eyes closed or holding a soft gaze. please ensure that you're stable and have something to grab onto. And as you do so, gently turning your body in a slowly moving your body in a circle to encompass all four directions. Keep turning slowly in your circle. Maybe you'll go around more than once until at some point your body might say to stop. This is the direction that I want right now. And if you find that direction or you've come to a stop, go ahead and place your hands over your heart. Just feeling what it's like to have a heart. And I wonder, without needing our vision, what your heart might be reaching for in the direction you're standing towards. Perhaps it's something very close. Perhaps the heart is reaching across the continent. Perhaps over the oceans or out into space. I'm about to invite you to open your eyes, but don't do that quite yet. When I do, I'd like you to open them very slowly, like it's the first time you're opening your eyes. And when you do so, maybe consider that everything that you are seeing is also seeing you. So whenever you are ready, just go ahead and slowly open your eyes. Taking a look around, noticing the directions around us, up and down. And now that our senses are more awoken, if there's something that the place you're in is giving you or finding or you find pleasurable, just invite that in. Acknowledge it. Being with that sensation for the moment. And now let's just take one more nice deep breath and come back to our sitting circle. Well, at this point, I'd like to open things up and provide a prompt for each of you. And I truly hope to hear from every single one on this call. And the prompt is sounds simple, and it's the question, what are you noticing? Did you just raise your hand, Loretta? Go ahead.
Yeah, I noticed something. First of all, I wanted to ask you, you titled this last exercise, "The Pleasures of Something," and I missed the word.
Presence.
Presence. Okay. When you said to have your roots go down through my feet, I did that. And I immediately felt stuck, like I couldn't go anywhere. And I thought about the trees, and first I thought, oh, I think I feel sorry for them that they're stuck. But then it switched over to the contentment and the steady state and holding presence that the trees do for us and for this place where I live. So I thought that was an interesting feeling that I had never had before.
That's really nice. And yeah, I think it's awesome because, we're seeing you, I wasn't watching you during the exercise, but I'm assuming you were where you are right now, which is not outdoors.
Yes, true.
So that's really, really sweet, I think.
I have an affinity for trees. I always have.
Wonderful. Thank you, Loretta. Carrie, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi there. So I'm in my backyard, and I really love my backyard. Although when I look at it, there's a lot of things I need to do. So I was trying not to fixate on some of that. But my object is well, I have a little heart rock that's on my table here, and a plant, and so oh, I already have a heart rock. But I went inside and I got a marble, this blue marble that a friend of mine, Sally, gave me and others up at Orcas Island, sort of to remember Therapeutic Touch and in Verlia, this camp that we go to every year. And coincidentally, the topic of, and to me, this represents Earth in a lot of ways. The topic has come up a couple times, that just envisioning our planet being a ball, and that we're just on it, and it simplifies things and certainly magnifies how magical and amazing and just wow, it's I listened to a TED talk today, and she referred to, it was like, just get over yourself in traffic, like let them merge, just let them merge, like it doesn't matter when you're a little tiny entity on a little tiny ball floating around in the galaxy of who knows what. So it helps kind of take, depressurize and de-stress, and like who cares about much except enjoy it, the magic of it. So that's what I did.
Thank you, Carrie. Who's next? Barbara.
I am struck by the idea of, I think it's reciprocity, but connection and communication with everything around me. And if I think of my plant having or being a nature spirit, having it, and that my plant and everything else, as I was doing the circular thing, I focused on a hutch. It's behind me, kitchen hutch. And you said something about that object or everything sees me. Oh my God. All of a sudden, I really felt that. Everything. I mean, my refrigerator, my everything sees me. And then when Loretta was talking about the trees holding the presence, it's that same kind of idea of connection and reciprocity that I'm doing the presence exercise so that I can be present for myself and for others, but they are too. They're there. And I mean, I personally think everything is sentient. And so they like it when I like them. And I'm kind of irritated about my refrigerator. It's this, that, the other. But why am I that way when I could be so thankful about it? I don't know. It's just changed my whole outlook. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Who would like to go next?
Sorry.
Kavika.
Hi, I would like to just share, I guess my rituals of a sacred space of setting up altars and really infinite amounts of beauty through elements. And I have them all around my house. I mean, my house is just this eclectic mix of sound instruments and things. And to me, it just constantly invites me to be creative and imagine, with imagination. And I guess I'll just quickly show you some of my, altars here. And so I just love expressing, things that I see that are just beauty, in all the shapes and forms. And to me, it just allows me to constantly be renewed by the beauty, that's all around me. And then if I can mix that with kind of breath work and mindfulness and renewal, it just is kind of game changing for me. So I just wanted to share that.
That's really great. Wow. Wow. That's just being so immersed in it. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes it's really helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Kavika. Louise, you have your hand up?
Yes, thank you, Joni, for this opportunity to slow down. Sometimes I forget to do that. And, smell the roses and see what's around. And spring is outside the door here. And so I'm enjoying the green coming back and so on. So, yeah, I just wanted to thank you. I needed that. And it's good to just slow down and enjoy what we have. Every day I try to be grateful for everything I do. And maybe I'll share this. Somebody told me that when I used to not like doing dishes. And now when I do the dishes, well, first of all, I have to do dishes because I dirtied them because I ate something. So I have something to eat. I have dishes, I have clean water, I have a home, and you can go on and extrapolate for a whole 5-10 minutes while I'm doing the dishes. And I'm grateful for everything that I have. So thank you for putting us in this mindful state today, and enjoyed every minute of it. Thank you.
And just a note, for decades, I call, when I do dishes, which I now love, it's one of my favorite winding down activities of the evening. I call it water therapy. I never say the D word, the dishes. Um, thank you, Louise. Um, if someone doesn't go next, I will start um, asking people to share, and it can just be, put up your hand and move on. That's okay, but I want everyone to have an opportunity to share today. Jan, would you like to say something?
I can. I have this really beautiful stone that was on my altar. I don't know if you can see it. It's the color of the ocean in Kauai when we land in Lahui, which we're going to next week. And what I noticed is when I went to pick it up, it was cold, and I've been holding it this whole time, and it's really, really warm now. And that feels like some kind of connection between the stone and I. And I'm in my office. What you see behind me is the reflection of what I'm looking at. There are many trees right outside my window. And when we stood up, I opened my window, and as soon as I opened my window, a hummingbird came right up to the opening and just looked at me. So that was a magical moment that happened. That wouldn't have happened if I didn't slow down and just notice it. So thank you.
Thank you, Jan.
And I texted Kawika, but I when you were showing us your space, I went outside your window. There's a body of water outside your window, and I wanted to know where you are, because that's a beautiful sight. And if I were in your space, I wouldn't focus very much on the inside, because the outside is captivating. Where are you?
I'm in Kaneohe, Hawaii, and that background image you usually see me have of the water with the rainbow and stuff, that's actually the view. So it's looks across like a protected lagoon.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Debbie, would you like to share with us?
Am I the only Debbie here? I didn't check. Okay. I just have one comment. I enjoyed your exercises, but I wanted to tell Barbara when she mentioned her plants, I don't think she should avoid having plants in her home, because she's such a caring person. And I believe if she might be amazed if she put a few there. And if she finds there's trouble with lighting and everything, she could always hold water for about 15 minutes and pour it on her plants every day. And or whenever they need it. And I think she would be amazed. She should have plants around.
I
All
do
the
have
little,
plants.
all the little elementals would like that, I think, and so would you. So don't be reluctant to try it. You might be amazed.
Oh, I do have plants. I
Oh,
do.
that you didn't
Yeah.
keep
But
any.
it's just that there's an eave over my window. I've got two windows. One's a door. It's out to the patio, and the other is a window with an eave. So it's very low lighting in here. But I keep trying, and I just am grateful to have this opportunity to think about the nature beings of the plants and what they want. So I'm going to keep asking. But
Well,
thanks for noticing.
The scientist I work with treated water and put it on his plants, had healers do it, and they did very, very well.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That's why I mentioned that.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Debbie and Barbara. Carol, I don't think you had a chance to share yet.
I'm full of a cold, so I won't talk much, but I shared a few pictures in the chat to make up for it.
Okay, thank you, and hope you are feeling much better soon.
Thank you.
Lori, I saw you had a comment, in the chat. I didn't know if you wanted to also say something, to share something with us. Hi.
I just enjoyed your meditation today. I feel like I want to do it all day long, but then nothing else would get done. But it was very, very nice. And this is being recorded, so maybe I can return to it. And I enjoyed the company of all you.
Thank you very much. Lanny, I know you spoke earlier. Do you have something to share at this time with us? I don't want to skip you if you have something to say. You're okay? Okay, thank you.
No, it's nice being in a slower meditative pace on purpose. I have slowed down because of my health, but this is really nice to do it on purpose, for gentleness, for connection, for peace. So thank you.
You're so welcome. And I'm going to say my thank yous right now. We just hit the 2 o'clock, or for me, the 2 o'clock hour. But I would like to end with a very short poem from Mary Oliver. And it's called How I Go to the Woods. Ordinarily, I go to the woods alone, with not a single friend, for they are all smilers and talkers, and therefore unsuitable. I don't really want to be witnessed talking to the catbirds or hugging the old black oak tree. I have my way of praying, as you no doubt have yours. Besides, when I'm alone, I can become invisible. I can sit on top of a dune, as motionless as an uprise of leaves, until the foxes run by unconcerned. I can hear the almost unhearable sound of the roses singing. If you have ever gone to the woods with me, I must love you very much. And I do. So thank you all for today. It's been an honor. And please.
Where's Jonathan, by the way?
He is in Mexico with his family.
Where?
I think Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, we're not jealous at all, are we?
Well, I love Mexico. I grew up in Mexico, so that always touches my soul. I'd like to know where everybody's from or where they're living at.
I'm from Sacramento, California.
Denver.
Denver area.
I'm in Gatineau, Canada.
Utah, Montana.
And I'm in San Antonio, Texas.
Tucson, Arizona.
I think I'm the only one that's not in America. I'm in Guernsey in the Channel Islands. It's between England and France.
Oh, wonderful. Well, again,
so 9 o'clock here.
Thank you.
Thank you all. That was cool.
That was great. And we've just gone past the hour. So I'm going to release everyone and let Garth get back to his work. Garth, thank you so much for being here with me today and supporting all of us. It's been very special, and so glad that you are here. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Joni.
Thank
Whole
you,
family.
Joni.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome, and you did a great job.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Great substitute.
Yes.
No
you knew what you
spitballs,
were doing.
no spitballs to you.
Thank
See
you.
y'all next time.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha.